States. It's the WWAC, whatever you call it, beer.
I guess this is the second of your Wild West Act conventions. I was here down here last year and had such a wonderful time watching all the good trick ropers and the whip crackers and the knife throwers. And sitting up here this morning and watching in the background here, you'll probably see there's a fellow doing some horse catches. I think I was maybe 10, and I made a horse trade with my brother, and the horse I traded for was an old black horse we called Dopey. And Dopey was the horse that Dad used for all his horse catches. So when I got Dopey, became the horse catching rider. And I think from then till I was probably 13 or 14, I didn't know what it was not to be rope burned. I'd run this old horse hour after hour for him while he practiced all his catches. But it's really great to see people out here. You don't see them in the rodeos anymore. You don't see the trick riders. You don't see the trick ropers. You don't have all the pretty horse catches. And it's wonderful to see people going on with this. It's a part of the old Western show business that has sort of been lost, I think. And it's really great to see them. I know up here yesterday I was visiting with Monty Montana and Rex Rossi, and they're probably the last of the group that made the Wild West shows, did the circus acts, made the rodeos as contract acts. And there aren't many of them left, and it's an art that I hate to see die, the great trick ropers. I just love to see it go on. It's a shame to see anything like that. It thought for a while it was a lost art until the trick ropers here got together and everybody's learning, and so many great ropers, really unbelievable tricks they do. Coming from England and Canada and all over the United States, in places like New York City where you'd never expect to see a trick roper. But it's really fun to be here and come back where you grew up as a kid through your, say, late or middle teens, and see the beautiful park here that my mother gave to the state. See it look so gorgeous. See the people enjoy themselves, have such a good time. And then to see a kind of a convention of trick ropers show up, it brings back a lot of memories, and it makes you feel very good to see it all.
All right. Back together. Back. Good one. You'll notice the two types of whips, like the whip on my right, your left, is an Australian stock whip, and the one on the left is the American bull whip. It has a shorter handle, and of course it has the butt, has a ferrule, which is just basically a grip situation. It's a fancy thing. And this thong comes right down to the end, and then with the knot, you have a fall, and then at the end you have a cracker or popper, whatever you like. Some people call it a lash. But you can do them as many as you like. Along here like this, but in the figure eight position. And that way you go like boom, and then you change this hand and you catch it here. And go on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now just alongside behind you very quickly, it would go something like that, and you'd have to move very fast if you see cattle behind you and that, you work the cattle. Something runs there like that. So it's this one. Okay? You go. Boom.
That's something like what Lash LaRue would do.
Yeah. Then, what else can we do here? Alongside. In a situation where do a circle crack, just to keep it going, give you an idea. But it's a bit fancy. Wind it up. Now watch this. This is another standard trick. Right. Yeah.
So,
Bang.
yeah.
Bang. Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't see anybody do it, so I want to see somebody do it.
Yeah. Well,
But I practice that whenever I've
40s or
Look
50s.
where the balance is on it.
We start doing our act.
So I doubt that it is spinning in a true, what would I use the word, sphere?
There's a fly on both sides.
See, the part of that was our target's a little loose and it absorbs some of the energy of that hot strike. Main thing is to grind them a little different than they come from the factory. They're so thick that you have to swing it with a lot of strength and speed, or, you know, it won't stick. It bounces right out of the wood. Either one of those, I would say, sure, are excellent. Just your choice, whatever's available. And like I say, you'll get on to the distance. You notice each person does it just a little bit different, but don't, you know, we're all structured different. Shorter, taller. Good.
But they have nice stitching. They're getting old. I wore them with
Kathy's going to split the plank. That's different than walking the plank. Hey! I'm real proud to present Sylvester Braun. He'll talk to you about knife throwing.
These are not the regular set of knives that I use. These are practice knives from various people. These are a knife that Paul Lacrosse used and designed, a very good throwing knife. These are Frank Dean's throwing knives, and this was Frank's practice knives, and these are more McAvoy knives. Now every knife will throw just a slight bit different. In other words, you'll be in the same general place, but they'll throw a little different. I'll have to have one throw here to see what happens.
We'll let you.
Okay, give me a few pointers, all right? That's straight. Okay, you want to make sure that the holster's in the same place all the time, all right? And you don't want it to cock too far that way, and you don't want it to cock too far that way. It should be right underneath your shoulder, like in a straight line, all right? Whenever you're working with it, okay? Guys following it? Yeah. You want to try just that finger. Now, the easiest thing to do is just to hold your hand out like this. You just open up your fingers, just let it fall down like that. See that? Right, and you got it hanging there like that. You just kind of like, with your whole body, just kind of like flip it back up.
Anyway,
Nice and easy. They did that real well. Like if I'm going to go out and do a backward spin, I'm going down like this. All right, my hand didn't spin the gun, the holster did. I came off like this, right? And I just brought my hand down, and the leverage came off the back of the holster. The holster threw it around, see? It's like me holding the gun with my hand and going like that. Use the holster to launch the gun. Try that. Just rest the barrel of the gun on the holster. Yeah, that was good.
Look, I never done this. I like that. Both hands?
That was nice.
That's a nice move. I like that a
But
lot.
do it, kind of do it like in a nice smooth succession. Like around in a nice circle like that.
Bring it around to you.
Yeah. 6 out of 10 times and you can't put it in an act. No. Unless you can do it 10 out of 10 times, don't put it in an act. You know, the audience doesn't want to see you drop a gun or miss a trick, you know? So if you know, you can practice something, unless you get it 100% of the time, don't do it.
That's great.
In this business, the first thing you got to figure out is what's your goal. I got to tell you that it's really hard to make a really good living trick roping, trick riding, whip cracking, knife throwing. There are some amazing exceptions like Will Rogers, but he didn't make it trick roping. He did it with comedy and acting and a number of other things. My dad's done pretty good, and there's a few others, but it kind of leads to something. And what it leads to is the more people you know and the more places you go, and the more contacts you have, when they need somebody who can trick ride, trick rope, what have you, they'll think you. Another thing about your act is it doesn't matter how good you are or how hard the tricks are. It's how does it sell to the audience, because that's who we're all working for, is the guy that's buying the ticket. You know, if they're happy, you're going to get hired again, because they'll want to come and see you, and they'll likely get the applause or the laughter. That's what the guy who hired you is looking for. He doesn't care if you're the only trick roper who can do an under-the-leg rollover and never drop your hat. If the crowd doesn't like it, who cares? And I've seen this a number of times with really master trick ropers. When my dad was first starting, we'd go out like Cheyenne, and here'd be the top trick roper, 7 times champions, and they're doing reverse flat arounds with a McGay. Terrible hard things to do. And my dad would come out doing a big loop on a running horse, pinto and fancy clothes, and you watch the audience, and they're all watching him. And they don't know that the other guys are doing lots harder tricks. They're watching what's showy and colorful. So you keep that in mind. And you wear white every time you get a chance because it shows up better in the arena. And its spotlights make it look better. So you do what sells. Like you all know, the Texas skip gets over, the big loop gets over. And if you've got a really hard trick you can't do every time, don't do it. Do the tricks that you're sure of and sell them. But the main thing that people are looking for watching a performer isn't the hardness of the trick or their popularity or any of the damn thing. It's they're there to watch somebody enjoy themselves. One time I was riding my yellow horse at the Santa Maria Rodeo, and I'd seen an act years ago at Canada, and the way he came out and did his act was, you know, on purpose, but I did this as a mistake. I'm doing the big loop, and they wasn't wearing any spurs, and my horse starts pudding-footing, and he started trotting. And so I saved about that much of my big loop, because I couldn't kick him hard enough, and I dropped the big loop and over and under him like that to let him know I was still in charge, and got him loping again. So I stopped, and I reached down to get my trick rope to start butterflying the horseback, and he thought I was going to hit him again. And I'd been rodeoing all year long and was just sitting there dead-assed, not really tense or anything. And I started to butterfly, and he jumped out from underneath me, and all the ropes and everything fell on top of me, and I'm upside down on my head, and my horse is running down the track, and I'm right in the middle of the grandstand. And I was in a place where I couldn't get up good, and I was scratching around. I got up, took my hat off, and I said, "Well, how do you like me so far?" I had him. That's the best act I'd ever done. I'd have left that in if I didn't. It was so hard on my head. I did lose a little hair from it, but other than that, it did all right.
I'd like to welcome everybody to today's event, the 1991 Wild West Arts Club convention here, celebrating the Western Arena Arts. And the purpose of this entire event and the entire club is to promote and preserve the Western performing arts. And today you're going to see a lot of people here that have been doing this for a number of years. And you're going to see some beginners as well, which is rather encouraging, doing trick roping, whip cracking, knife and tomahawk throwing, gun spinning, a little bit of everything. The Will Rogers Ranch here is a state park run by the state of California, a park and recreational department, and they've been very gracious to let us come back here this year. In fact, they kind of encouraged us. They kind of like what we did last year. And Terry Braun is the head ranger here, and he'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Mark. Distinguished guests and ropers and ladies and gentlemen, it's once again an indeed another pleasure to welcome you to Will Rogers State Historic Park. Of course, the former home of a citizen statesman that most of you are probably at least aware of, and I would say a pretty fair roper in his own right. One suggestion I might make before your stay is through today, take some time and go down and visit the Will Rogers home. It's still furnished for those of you that have not had an opportunity yet to see it, pretty much the same way that the Rogers family had it. We do conduct guided tours daily. They'll be going on all day today. And if you have not had an opportunity to see it, I think you may be surprised at what you see. He was quite a fellow. And once again, enjoy yourselves and carry on. Thanks.
Thank you, Terry. And besides the cooperation of the rangers here at the park, we've had a lot of help in putting this program together over the year. I'd like to also thank David Johnson and all the volunteer group down there who's doing the picnic lunches for us, and have helped considerably in helping to promote this event. Let's give them a round of applause for all the volunteers here at the Will Rogers Ranch. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce some of our celebrities here. We not only have Monty Montana and Monty Montana Jr., but his grandson Jess and his great-grandson. We have 4 generations of Montana, and they wouldn't be here without Monty Montana. And his lovely wife Marilee. And sitting next to them is, now, I've got to tell you about this guy here. There's a lot of young people here. This guy started, what, were you about 4 or 5 years old? 5 years old, and became probably one of the most recognizable trick riders, trick ropers around. next to Monty, Montana there is. Anyway, stand up, Rex. It's Rex Rossi. And sitting next to Rex is George Taylor. George is from Fort Worth, and George helped us set up the convention we had in Fort Worth in October and did a lot of work, and give him a round of applause for that because he really did a lot of work there. We're going back this year, he says. Okay, who else was here? Sylvester Braun, take a bow. Sylvester and his wife Barbara have been around for many years, doing shows all over the country. They're very helpful in getting us, this Barbara right there, getting us set up here. Sylvester writes a nice article for our newsletter. And sitting next to Barbara is Alex Green. Stand up, Alex. I'll tell you something about Alex. Alex is originally from Australia, but he's the head of Stunts Canada. He doubles Charles Bronson, does all the work on MacGyver and a lot of other TV programs you've seen. And Alex tells us they're making a lot more Western movies now and Western TV shows. So it's kind of encouraging that a lot of this stuff is starting to come back, and we're going to try and keep the ball rolling. Who wants to be first? Clay, you want to get up and do a little something? He's getting warmed up now. Clay used to rope with a cotton rope years ago, and then when it wasn't available, he started roping with a poly rope. That's great, Claire. Thank you very much.
It gets kind of loose up here.
Let them hear it. That's nice.
All right.
Show them what you can do with a little kitty rope. Here's a big trick roping trick. Without the boat, he said.
Without the boat.
Saban's going to be a merchant marine one of these days. And he figured he'd have hours of nothing to do on the ship.
He works for the Auto Club towing cars.
He tows cars, man, he said. Now this may look like an impossible thing, but watch what he could do with it.
He's the biggest trick roper in the country.
The biggest trick roper in the country, man, he said. I'll tell you, we met Dave in 1987. He'd been trick roping for about a year. In 1988, he really developed a really good trick roper. He's going to show you something here now. One more time. He got married. Well, he's tired now. He just got married, he said. Thank you, Dave. Get it going.
Go, Dave, go, Jamie!
Okay.
Go!
left-handed and a right-handed here. Go back. Go back the way you dropped. That's good. Okay. Get it started again.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Take your time. Oh, don't allow stop now. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
All right, judges ready down this end?
Go!
The California Cowgirls.
Got some funky Mexican music in the background. He had no taste in music, but he's a hell of a trick roper. Juan not only is a charro, always known for his mighty fancy Appaloosa horses, he's a horseshoer, and he's one of my favorite cyborgs. He's got a steel hip, and he can still trick rope, but he has a hard time getting through security clearance at the airport. El espejo, the mirror. He stops it and starts it again. And another one, one-handed. Mighty hard to do unless you got a stiff rope and about 30 years of practice. One time at the Wild West show, Juan was playing a Mexican game called Choya, where you rope a deal looks like a big jack covered with cowhide. He got his thumb caught in his dallies, and his thumb was just about to come off. Took him to the hospital, and they wouldn't let him in unless he signed in, and I asked him if he wanted signed in blood. He wouldn't need a pencil. But he sewed it back on, and it looks like it still works. Let's loose grabs it again, and it's still going. That's usually done with mirrors. Isn't that pretty?
Barbara not only does trick roping, she does whip cracking. She's going to do some of that for us later. And the Bruins do knife and tomahawk throwing, whip cracking. Very talented people. They've been around for a while.
Tomahawk.
Is that a moth or a butterfly?
Easy one.
Barbara and Sylvester Braun, ladies and gentlemen. Makes it look easy, but he's practiced. Angelo is also a trick rider. That's how he got started in this. He just graduated from college. Ladies and gentlemen, many of us came here today because we'd like to learn new tricks, and we enjoy doing these Western arts and everything. And of course, many of us have grown up watching our favorite cowboy heroes and many of the Western performers that have given us a lot of inspiration. And we have with us here Monty Montana. Of course, most of you already know him. Monty's ridden the Rose Bowl Parade for how many, 57 years? He says he's going to keep doing it till he gets it right. He's made about, what, 60 movies, television shows? He's been around a while. Anyway, he taught Monty Jr. how to do some trick roping. And then both of them taught Jess how to do some trick roping. And in a few years, they're going to teach Brady how to do some trick roping. And I'd just like to thank all of them for their inspiration and a lot of the help they've given all of us over the years. And bring them up here and give them a round of applause for all the help they've given us. You got a rope for them? You want to take a picture? Brady has it here.
Brady was practicing earlier. He's got a rope that we've specially designed. He's already 7 months old and hasn't made us a nickel. We'll take care of that. Well, we're all bunched up here. You can probably see what we do in our spare time besides trick rope. There's so many of us. My daughter, Dottie, and Mary Lee over yonder, Jolene, Dan, and Kelly, and there was 9 of us here last night. First time we'd all bunched up. There'll be some more of us, but you got to be patient. Huh, Brady? Okay, here's the first time public performance by Brady Montana, 7 months old. Trick roping and real well, I might add. Sell it. Act like you like it. Ta-da!
look out behind my back, of course, you're shooting me, of course, when the whole movie is done. I missed.
All right, judges, get ready to...
Yeah. George, get out of the way. 40 feet left. Keep going.
Under the rope. Nice start.
John, keep it going, John. No, you ain't lost it. You ain't lost it. Oh. Go, John.
That's 60 feet out.
You got it going.
John, keep going. Keep going. Oh, go.
Hold on to it. There you go. Get it out there. Hold on. Almost, Jim. Keep it going. Oh. Okay, it's 2 tries. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Three ropes, and Nikki's going to do a skip, a Texas skip in the middle. They've been working on this for quite a while. They said they've had it up to 5 ropes, but 3 they can do. Next year they do 4, and the year after that 5. Now, when somebody explained this to me on the telephone, I didn't think it was, I spent a half hour trying to picture how they did this. I couldn't. And then when I saw it, I still can't figure out how they do it, but they do it. Now they got it.
Ready? Hey.
There you go.
Here! Hold this! Look straight! Don't move! Ta-da!
Thunder and Jimmy Graham.
This guy is Eugene here, and he likes to work with some food. Now what we need is we're going to have Angelo cut a cigarette out of Eugene's mouth. Right, Eugene? Eugene! You have a cigarette, Angelo? Take this, Eugene. Eugene, it's not that bad. I think you missed. All right, hold it. I think we're going to have to hypnotize him here, Angelo. Would you? Hypnotize. Hypnotize. Now, wait a second. If you hit him, his nose will fall right off. All right, go ahead. You gotta use the whip, Angelo.
Whoa! Frank, I said whoa! I said Howdy! I don't believe y'all heard me. I said howdy! That's more like it. Woo! Howdy. My name's T. Texas Terry. Yeah. And I'm a cowboy. Or as they say where I come from, a cowboy. Now can y'all say cowboy? Oh no, wait a minute. I gotta teach y'all the cowboy way. You see, if you're gonna say the cowboy the right way, you gotta do it with style. Put your hands up in the air all together. Wiggle your hands just a little bit. All together, everybody say cowboy. That's more like it. This here's my horse, Frank. Well, say howdy, Frank. Howdy. All right. Frank's a trick horse, you know. He is. Would y'all like to see him do a trick? Yeah. All right, Frank. There's your applause. They're going to do it now. All right, watch. Go ahead, Frank. Here he goes now. Do it, Frank. Yeah, what's that, Frank? Oh, all right, but I'm going to fire. You just hold your your horses. Whoops. He hates when I say that. He said he wants the drum roll to do his trick. Come on now, everybody, be with me. All together. A drum roll. There's the drum roll. He's going to do the trick. Now go ahead, show them. They're going to applaud. Here he goes now. He did it. Ta-da! It's called Terry's Roundup Rope Trick.
Okay, Terry. You know, there was a guy here that looked just like you before.
That's my little brother.
Little brother?
You can tell the difference. He looks a lot like me, but he's short.
He's short.
And a whole lot ugly. I got all the brains in it.
Yeah, but he's got a nice trick horse named Frank.
Yeah, I can't. You think it's something, you ought to see the horse I rode in on.
I remember the night when all alone we sang Sweet Adeline. No other face can take your place in my heart, oh pal of mine. The old friends are always the best you see. New friends I find every day. They can't fill their places or ever be like an old friend of yesterday. But in my checkered life, I've always been cowboy, and they still are, it seems. That we in search of one step back and settle with close dream. No cowboy respect their own brand from being alone. You could die from the cold in the arms of a nightmare, knowing well your path is gone. Isn't that poultry in motion? Didn't say it was good.
Hugged her and I kissed her and I called her my candy. Wichita's muddy and the brass is quicksandy. Hugged her and I kissed her and I called her my own. Down by the brushes she left me alone. There's many a river that watered the land. Thank you.
Your eyes. Now we had 4 judges out there, and a lot of times it's very difficult. Everybody's a winner here, and some of these contests were really close, you know. So I mean, everybody kind of was a winner there out there today. It was a lot of fun, and that's the whole idea, is to have fun with these things. The running Texas skip contest. The junior division was John Giannotti. Good job, John. As Mark Harnden. And that was close, too. The most popular event we had today was the biggest loop contest, which was a diversity of people of all sizes, and some people were a little taller than others, had longer arms, but it all worked real well. And
That don't always hold true.
no? Well, you had the longest legs today, anyway. And let's see. The largest loop in the junior division was Francis Salerno. How many feet did he spin? 62 feet or something? Yeah, come on, Francis. You have to give us your name, and we'll have to give certificates with it tomorrow. We'll give it to you, okay? And in the senior division, at 68 feet, a good 4 feet longer than anyone else, was Ray Kozak. Congratulations. But we gave the next award for the most unusual trick to Dave Hogue, who used that boat rope. Dave, come on up, Dave. Well, it wasn't actually a contest. I mean, it wasn't just an unusual trick. I mean, that was a very, very difficult thing he did. It was an unusual piece of rope, and it's something you don't see every day. Yeah. So we thought that was important.
Mark actually divided into 2 groups, up to 18 and 18 on. So up to 18 for first place in junior hawk with a score of 65 was Melissa Solari.
Melissa.
I just want to say thanks to the people that helped me to learn this, and I want to give this award to Mike and Alice Grimm for having to put up with me and taking me down.
First place senior hawk throw with a score of 30 was James Slade.
Jim Slade?
Yeah.
Jim Slade. We decided last year to keep some traditions going here on an annual basis. And last year we started 2 awards. One was the Monty Montana Award for showmanship, and the other was the Will Rogers Award for Rookie Trick Roper of the Year. And it's kind of an inspiration to not only the beginners, but some of the more accomplished people that keep trying things and learning their skills and completing their acts. So we'd like Monty to come up here to hand out the award for the Monty Montana Award for showmanship. And the judges were kind of watching everybody today, and some of the other participants at the other conventions, and some of the people that we've known for a while, and also the newcomers. And they decided in the junior division to give the Monty Montana Award for showmanship. This year goes to the California Cowgirls. Now we have the Monty Montana Award, a senior division for anyone over 18, the showmanship, and the judges looked around again, and there was some extraordinary performances out there, and some people that had some real showmanship talent, and unanimously they took a look, and it was kind of close on a couple of calls there. We decided to give the award again to Angela Wyandice. For those of you who don't know, this is Jimmy Rogers, Will Rogers' son. And last year we also started an award, as I mentioned, the Will Rogers Award for Rookie Trick Roper of the Year, both junior and senior. And again, it's dedicated to preserving and promoting the Western Arena Arts at the Will Rogers Ranch, March 8th, 9th, and 10th, 1991. And Jimmy's been kind enough to present this award. And in the junior division, this year goes to, is John Giannotti still here, or did he leave already? Come on up, John. We've got to give the Rookie Trick Roper of the Year to Ray Kozak. Thank you, Jim.
You know, until I looked at the name on that, I thought it was going to Rex Rossi. Anyway, I want to say one thing. It's good to see another New Yorker win an award. I'm a native New Yorker, by the way. And the only difference is I was smart enough to leave for California.